Hello and welcome to my YouTube, the YouTube of realistic horses, this one, the knobs, and when things don't go to plan, you get the highs and the lows, and very muddy, ungroomed horses. I suppose we're going on the realistic side of horse life. First YouTube video, starting off with a very unsuccessful ride on Cali, so I can't get footage because I obviously have no one to film. So if you don't know me, I'm Bex. I run Bunkers Hill Farm. I'm a part-time show jumper with a full-time job. I break and produce all my own horses because I can't afford ready-made ones, unfortunately. I don't know what this one is currently doing. If you haven't seen me on other video platforms, this is Callie. She is 4. She very much enjoys trying my patience, and she's quite big. Bit of an introduction to her. Who's trying to eat me? She is a Zangacide, warm blood, I'm going to assume. She's bred for show jumping, which is what I attempt to do. We bought her as a 2-year-old and I've broken and produced her myself. She's not very fast. No, sorry, I haven't produced her very fast. I produced at the speed of a snail. She's generally lovely, but sometimes has a proper attitude, which is what she's doing today. She has actually been ridden. This is after half an hour's work, so I'm not quite sure why she's being quite such a knob. Now off venturing through the mud. Who doesn't love the fact that it's only October and this is the state of my field? But anyway, to go and get Tushka, who I'll introduce you to. So, why should you follow me? Why should you watch my vlogs? Well, I'm not a spring chicken. I work hard. I work full time so that I can afford these lovely animals. I break and produce my own horses because I can't afford the finished product, and I have a lot of fails along the way, which I'm not afraid to, for some reason, video and put on the internet. I'm also told I have resting bitch face and I'm far too realistic. So, I mean, if you want the highs and lows of horses, of which there are a significant amount of lows, then feel free to follow along. Speaking of highs and lows with horses, I'm currently hand walking this one because she's come out with fat legs. Live the dream. That's exactly how I wanted to spend my Saturday morning. So this is probably the worst angle ever, but who is this? This is Tushka. I thought I'd introduce Tushka to my YouTube. Hello, Tushka. If you look back, there are some really, really old videos of when we were breaking her in, which was over 10 years ago now. Tushka is now a grade A show jumper. She is my heart horse. She is a complete spanner. She is massive and has a random white marking on her shoulder, as you can see here. Yeah, when she doesn't have elephant legs, she's got really swollen legs at the moment, all 4. So anyway, look back at my shorts if you want to see more on that. She is supposed to be a show jumper, but she is the love of my life, has a home for life, and is, yeah, generally a bit of a muddy idiot, clearly, at the moment. She's pretty much taken me from jumping, I'd say 90 centimetres unsuccessfully, and she's jumped around some pretty big tracks, which I tend to not do anymore because I'm a bit of a wuss, but hopefully one day we'll get back there. She's also jumped at some massive shows. She's jumped at internationals with me and won. Not bragging, it took us a long time together. She and I both lost our best friend, as in Jelly, a horse I had, Jelly, who was my other heart horse. We lost her earlier this year. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I will cry, and that's not something you need to see on my first YouTube video. If you catch her on a bad day, she's absolutely awful. If you catch her on a good day, she's absolutely on fire and unbeatable. She's really quick, or can be really quick, around jump-offs. She's jumped and qualified for quite a lot of stuff. I don't really know. What's interesting? She lives out 24/7 and is barefoot. No, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Introduction to Tushka. Other random and completely pointless facts that you probably don't need to know and probably don't care about, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My horses are at the moment all barefoot and all live out. They live out. They've got field shelters. I'm very lucky in the fact that they can live out, but we are on clay, so we do suffer. So they live out to the absolute best of my ability, but if it gets to the absolute depths of the winter, they may need to come in. I think she came in for overnight for about 2 weeks last year, so we generally try and manage it quite well. We've got field resting, etc. And they're barefoot just because when I break them in, I value my life, and if I fall off, taking a hoof to the head is a lot safer if it doesn't have a metal shoe attached. And then I only put them on if they need to, so we don't actually have any on-road hacking, so we are right out onto a main road that joins 2 motorways, and it's got some really dodgy bends in it, so it's very much not a good idea to hack on that. And so the hacking is straight around the farm when we can get to it. So no road work needed. So because of that, unless they have any actual feet issues, I generally tend to not put shoes on. She nearly had shoes on this summer because she went a little, woo! A wasp just flew into my face. Not good with wasps. She nearly had shoes on this summer, but she ended up not needing them. If they go a bit footy or whatever, I'm not against shoes. I just, well, it's cheaper, isn't it, if you don't put them on, and they seem to jump better. So what can I say? Introduce you to the other horses on the farm. So this one coming towards me like a little stalker is Mola. She's a racehorse. So my dad breeds racehorses and sells them, supposedly. So this is Mola. Hello. She's a racehorse and she's back home on winter break. So she will start coming to work in January, and she is also a bit of a tit. You doing? Right, who else do we have? I'm not going in with these two because this one's a bit vicious. This one is Grey Selkie, short name Selkie. She is a thoroughbred racehorse, again home on winter break, and this is her companion horse. This is Rhea. We've had her since she was 3. She's now over the age of 20. I've lost count of how old exactly she is. Welsh Section D. She is an ex-brood mare. We've had 3 foals out of her, and now she's just a companion to whatever needs it. She was bought as a project pony, so I mean, I think you'll see a running theme here in the fact that I'm not very good at selling horses. As in, I just don't bother selling them. Not as in I put them up for sale and they can't sell. As in, I'm just, I get too attached and therefore they stay here and live as pets. So this one looking rather bedraggled and like she stood in a pond. I promise the rest of the field isn't that bad. This is Luya. She is an very successful racehorse, now brood mare, and she is currently cooking a foal. And she's also the mother of the one that I'm going to show you in a minute. Just to show that she's not actually, like, this bit of her field is bad, but she's got hard standing to stand on and the rest of the field is fine, including the field shelter. Hey, Ladyface. So then we have this one. This is Moose. So Moose is an 8-month-old. We've just imported her from Holland. So she was, or is, half-sister to my heart horse that I said that I lost earlier this year. So she's by the same stallion. So we brought her. So hopefully she should make a good show jumper. She's a bit skittish, but very friendly. And she's currently living out with Egg, who is about 4 miles away over, where is she? Over there somewhere. There, you can just see her by the field shelter. Can you stop trying to eat me? Egg, all the way, I'm just going to try and not get kicked, hang on. And Egg, who is all the way over there, I'm not walking all the way over there, I can't be bothered, is the daughter of the grey mare that I just showed you, Luya. So she is a thoroughbred, she will be a racehorse and will be sold next year. So she is about 7-month-old, I think. So she's out with Moose, who is bullying me from the other side of the camera. This is the view of the other side of the camera. I have a moose. Yes. Hello, Moose. Promise my fields aren't as bad as they look. It has absolutely just spent the entire morning pissing it down. Moose, literally just turning the camera around because she's trying to eat my sleeve. What are you doing? Hello. Tit. So that's an introduction to all the horses that we currently have at Bunkers Hill Farm. I hope that's given you a bit of an overview. What can you expect from the channel? Breeding, updates. I'm trying to save for another horse. So I had 4 horses and then everything went wrong earlier this year. So now I currently only have 2. So I'm saving to try and buy another one. What else? So it's juggling full-time work and part-time show jumping. So I try and compete as much as I can, horses limitation-wise. So we do the odd international show. So if you want to see that, a very odd international show. Now I've only got 1 horse at that level. What else? Oh, I struggle massively with nerves. Like, I'm the most nervous person you've ever met in your life. I could talk myself out of jumping a crossbow. So I get very, very nervous before shows. I get very, very nervous doing the young ones, but we push on regardless. I don't quite know why I do it, but we do. So if you want to see how I handle my nerves, I mean, crack on. Oh, and I mainly ride between 5 and 8 in the morning because I have to try and ride before work. So most of the time I do work from home. I am lucky in that I can still do that, but I do sometimes have to go into the office and I do still need to feed the horses, etc., etc. anyway. So yeah, a lot of early morning riding going on here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Drop in the comments and let me know anything else that you want to see. I am on other platforms that you may see, and drop any questions that you've got in the comments and I'll try and do another video. Thanks for following.